So another thing that I like to spend my time on is unearthing old ideas that have been mostly put on the shelf, left to gather dust, and see if we can actually bring them into what we're doing today and it makes sense. So one of the things that we talk about a lot as software architects is this notion of coupling, and we have a very kind of informal understanding of what it means for something to be tightly coupled or loosely coupled. And we work with the understanding that loose coupling is a good thing, but we don't really have a good way to characterize and describe, well, why is this coupling okay, but this coupling is not okay? So if we go back several years and we get into some of the work done by Myler Page Jones, he talked about this notion of connascence. And connascence basically means things that are born together, right? So if you have two software components that you create at the same time or in the same place with some relationship, then the type of that relationship, whether it's connascence of name, so things are coupled because they're named the same way. Connascence of timing, they're coupled because things have to happen in a certain order relative to one another. There are several different categories of connascence that we can look at, and by finding what type of connascence we have and then the relative strength of that connascence. So for example, connascence of name versus connascence of type. These two things are of different strengths. And so what we want to do is basically eliminate any unnecessary connascence and then minimize connascence across encapsulation boundaries, but then maximize connascence within encapsulation boundaries, which kind of gives us a little bit better set of tools to talk about coupling and cohesion, and how we can take a system that has too much coupling and move it in a direction that has less coupling with smaller kind of bite-sized chunks of coupling that we can address.